Hi friends, it's Stasia and welcome to day 4 of 12 Breads of Bookmas. For today's loaf, if you watched my previous video, you will know that we were making a sun-dried tomato loaf. This one I'm really excited for. I feel like sun-dried tomato is just one of those breads that are very versatile, very savory, but it's not like super dense, I guess. Not made it before, of course, but kind of soup season, so I'm very excited about this one. With the sun-dried and the herbs, I decided that a good fit for that would be a travel book. So I ended up picking Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. This is an author I have read from before. She is YA and I have enjoyed them before. So although they're not going international, this entire book is a road trip, which I think is very, very fun. There's also lots of different like bits and bobs throughout the book. Like this is a playlist from one of the characters. And then like what is this? Like a blog post, daily activities. So this one just seems like it'll be a super fun and fast read. They are on a road trip from California to Connecticut, and that's about all I know. I don't know if they're friends. I don't know why they're going together. I don't know anything. But I'm gonna go ahead and read this one for that loaf. As per usual, we will be doing 1/3 updates. So I'll update you guys every third of the way through. This is a YA. I anticipate finishing it pretty fast, if not in one day, especially with all of the like random little things there are throughout. There's also a like place marker every time they visit a new something. I don't know if it's a new state or a new like park, something, but there are little markers for every part of the trip that they're going on. So this is going to be the book for my sun-dried tomato and herbs loaf. I'm very excited. I think the loaf will be good. I'm very excited for this one. And I also think the book will be fast. I've not read YA in a minute, so I'm not super sure how much I'll like it. But I think it's a fun concept with the entire book with them being on a road trip. So that is that. That's the intro. Let's go ahead, get into the bread making.
love, will you hear if it's too loud? I can only be me, isn't that what you always tell me? Never try to be anyone else. Well, that's easier said than done, 'cause lately I've been feeling like I don't really know myself. I lean left, then I fade right. My best to stay straight on the line. I fall off all the time, but I will never give in. I will always try to live it right, with my head and my heart aligned. Be free, free in every sense of the meaning, free to go my own way. Well, that's easier said than done, 'cause lately I've been feeling like that route changes every day. So I lean left, then I fade right. I do my best to stay straight on the line. I fall off all the time, but I will never give in. I will always try to live it right, with my head and my heart aligned. Fade right. I do my best to stay straight on the line. I fall off all the time, but I will never give in. I will always try to live it right, with my head and my heart. I'll live it right. When it gets hard, I live it right, with my head and my heart aligned.
Hi friends, I'm officially a third of the way into Amy and Roger's epic Detour by Morgan Matson, and I am enjoying it. It's kind of just cute, kind of. I don't think that there's gonna be a romance. I hope not, because I'm pretty sure she's in high school and he's in college. So the concept here is Amy has had a hard few months. her mom accepted a job in Connecticut, I believe it is, and she was finishing off her whatever year of high school she was on. She was finishing that off in California. So now that that is over, Amy needs to get to Connecticut, but she is not currently in the right state of mind to be driving. So Amy's mom enlists one of her friend's sons, Roger, to do the driving and drive with Amy across the country, because her mom already knows Roger and his family, and Roger also needs to get to that side of the country. So that's kind of what's going on. But Amy has gone through a lot through the past few months, so I think we're gonna follow her and how she kind of figures that out and, I don't know, become okay again. And Roger, although we don't know a whole bunch about Roger right now, he is hinting at some stuff that he's been through. So I'm sure that this book will probably be the unlikely friendship between, hopefully friendship, between Amy and Roger as they make their way across the country to see how to solve their life problems, I'm assuming. But it is a very fast read. Like I said earlier, they have like all these different maps and things. So they have like a chapter. It is a chapter for every place they're at. So I'm only on chapter 3, but throughout the chapters, they also have like points in which they stop. I'm trying to find one. So like I would consider this a chapter break, but it's still in chapter 3. So the chapters seem really long if you look at it chapter wise, but there is a lot of breaking up in the middle of the chapters of them sightseeing. And Amy is also keeping a journal of everywhere they go, so that's like a cute little thing. She jots down her thoughts and how she's feeling about the state that they're currently in or where they're stopping. So far, very easy to read. I definitely think it is a bingeable book, so I'm sure at some point, hopefully tonight, I'll be able to give you my second update, if not both my second and my wrap-up. But probably the wrap-up tomorrow morning, but hopefully the second update today when I reach 2/3 of the way through. But like I said, very easy to read. We're just gonna kind of follow Amy and Roger as they continue driving, see what comes of that. But like I said, I think Amy is 17. Roger might be a freshman in college, but I'm pretty sure he's in college. So I'm not entirely sure on his age, so I don't know that it's gonna be romantic connection between them, but we shall see. Roger keeps bringing up the fact that he has like an ex-girlfriend, so that might be some unfinished business. But I'm sure we'll learn more about our characters to come, and I will chat to you all soon when I reach 2/3 of the book with more thoughts and feelings. Back because I have got to 2/3 of the way through Amy and Roger's epic detour, and I don't know, I'm kind of bored. I feel like nothing's happening. Like obviously they're driving, they're going through the state, but being as far into the book as I am, I feel like I should know more about the characters, and I don't know anything. I thought they were going to form this like deep rooted friendship, and they've hardly spoken about what their past traumas are, which I obviously know that they have stuff going on. So yeah, I'm not loving it. Like I said, I'm very bored. I just don't understand where we're gonna go with this last third. We have seen some growth in Amy. She's trying to talk about stuff, but I just feel like at this point we know nothing in what I think we should know, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I just feel like for the past, let's see how far I am. For the past 220 some odd pages, they've spoken about nothing. They are essentially just going through these cities and towns and exploring that more than speaking, which I guess I thought it was going to be more about that and less about the actual road trip, but it's definitely much more heavy on the road trip and the locations that they're seeing versus our characters. So I don't know, that's kind of just what's going on now. Don't anticipate this book being anything probably higher than a 3-star, just because the absolute nothingness that has been going on, in my opinion. But I'll still finish the book. I will probably end up chatting to you all about it tomorrow. I'll give you guys my final ratings, my final thoughts. We'll chat about the bread, and then we'll talk about the pairing a little bit. But yeah, not a hit, but that's okay. And it's not, I'm not enjoying it because it's a YA. I'm not enjoying it because it's nothing. But I don't know, maybe something spectacular happens in the last third that makes me change my mind. But I feel like at this point, if anything were to happen in the last third, it would definitely be something that was rushed and just kind of thrown out there versus slowly getting to know these characters over the entire course of the book. So we'll see what ends up happening. I'll chat to you all in the morning with my final rating. All right, hello friends, I'm here for my final update. Last night I finished Amy and Roger's epic Detour. Before we get into that, let us chat about our bread. I do not have a slice of bread that I should have because it's all gone. But the bread that went with this book was the sun-dried tomato and herbs bread. Personally, if I were to rate it, I'd probably give it a 10. That's probably one of my favorite breads that I've made so far. I liked the herbiness, and I also liked the little pockets of flavor with the sun-dried tomatoes. I thought that that was a great choice, and I really enjoyed that one. It was delicious. It was very savory. We had it with soup or chili, something in that realm, and it was very delicious. So I think that is one of the best breads that I've made so far, if not in this series, since I've been making bread. So that's definitely my favorite so far. I would, like I said, give it a 10 out of 10. I also got very positive feedback on it. A lot of people, when I brought it to work, they also really enjoyed it. So that loaf is a hit. Highly recommend. And now let us chat about the book that went with it, Amy and Roger's epic Detour. I gave this book 1 star. I didn't like it. I think I said in my second update when I was 2/3 of the way through that I wasn't vibing with it, that nothing was really happening, and that it was going to end up being an information dump, which it did end up being. It was the sort of situation where she was like, okay, I'm gonna tell you everything, and then now we're at the end of the book. So that happened, and at the end of the book ended pretty abruptly. I wish that we got to chat more with her mom, because I thought that, I was hoping that that was gonna be like a bigger plot point where she kind of talks to her mom about how she's feeling, but that didn't end up happening, so it ended pretty abruptly. I will also say that they did end up kissing, which I said earlier in the vlog that I was hoping they wouldn't, because I'm pretty sure that Roger is in college and Amy's still in high school. So that's odd. I was hoping it was going to be more of a deep-rooted friendship versus anything romantic, but it did end up being romantic. So that's fine, that's fine. The book was not a hit. I do think it sort of matched the vibe of the bread in the road trip aspect. They were all, obviously it's the middle of summer, so like the sun-dried tomato herbs, that kind of vibe is very like summery and like road trippy with the Italian herbs throughout it. I think that's why I went with a travel contemporary. But so the vibe of the book, I guess, fit the bread. I don't know that it was the best choice, but it fit it somehow. But the book itself was not a hit. So 1 star for the book, 10 out of 10 for the bread, and that is that. So that concludes day 4 of 12 Breads of Bookmas. Stay tuned for the next episode, because in the next episode I will be doing a salted chocolate chunk sourdough loaf and you'll just have to stick around to see what kind of book I read with that. So that is all from me for today. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.